Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Leo. I'm a certified life coach. I am a psychology student and I'm an artist. And I actually tried to record this video earlier, but things didn't work out the way I needed to work out. And so we don't let that stop us. I had a message that I needed to give you today, and it's going to get to you today. Today, whatever day you're going to see it today. Um, But I just wanted to talk to you guys about anxiety. It's something that I've dealt with a lot in my past. It's something that I still deal with every now and then. But I truly believe that anxiety is one of those things that, it never fully goes away. It comes and it goes. Um, but I also believe that if you know how to deal with anxiety, it can actually be a tool for your growth, for your advancement forward. So I'm going to share with you guys how I've identified my anxiety and um, ways that I've combat the anxiety in hopes that maybe you can also, you know, use it for your anxiety. So I'll just start with a story really quick. I remember, when I was younger, and even in my early adult ages, I had so much anxiety. So much anxiety. Like every day, all day, I was having anxiety. And I didn't actually even know that I was having anxiety. And the only reason I knew is because I was having a conversation with somebody and like a group of people, and we were talking about butts. I know this sounds like it's going weird, but trust me, we were talking about butts, and they were talking about you know hard butts, soft butts, jiggly butts. I don't. This is when I was younger, mind you, and I had realized, mine's kind of stiff just because I'm so tight everywhere, right? And so then, with my awareness of that, I decided I'm gonna try to relax. When I actually took that relaxing motion, the next thought was, dang, my muscles is like really tense, you know? And I say that all to say that a lot of times I believe that we walk through life and we carry so much of these emotions, these negative emotions in our body, whether it be anxiety, depression, or any other thing. We carry it in our body unknowingly, you know, until we actually take the time to relax and let go. And so let me know in the comments down below if you've experienced something similar to this. I'd really love to know. Um, but I'm going to share with you guys the meaning of anxiety, which I'm sure you know, but I really just believe in definition. So I'm going to share with you guys the meaning of anxiety and then 3 ways that I've identified and combat with it. So, anxiety, pretty much in a nutshell, means that it's like a feeling of of worry or unease on a preconceived thought or idea of an uncertain event in the future, right? And so, um, one of the ways so the first way that I have identified, and this is really identifying it, is the first thing is identifying what kind of anxiety you're having. So it's important to know that there's different kind of anxieties, right? There is PTSD, OCD, it's a bunch of different ones. You can go and look them up on your own, what different anxieties are there, which ones do I have. Now, me personally, I had I dealt a lot with social anxiety and just general anxiety. So, in social anxiety, in my younger ages, I would get so anxious around big crowds, small crowds, one on one, just being around people, actually having to communicate. I would get so anxious in that, um, because I didn't know, I didn't believe myself to know how to communicate with people, and I didn't know how to connect with people, and I didn't know who I truly was, so I didn't feel authentic in any situation I was ever put in. And so, yeah, I just had a whole lot of anxiety dealing with people. And then with the general anxiety, I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but let me know if you have. It's like this impending doom that just kind of circles and roams around you, almost kind of like drapes you in this blanket, where it's like a blanket above you. It's like above you, but it never like actually is on you, or maybe it's like a weighted blanket, you know. Um, but like a that feeling, impending doom, right? And that I would literally just feel that all day, every day, right? And so it's important for you to identify, which by the way, I'm looking down at my notes, y'all, just so I can make sure I'm keeping track and staying on point. But you know, I got you with the eye contact. So it's important to identify. It's important to identify what kind of anxiety you're having, because also let me know if you have ever been told the lie of um, don't give it a name, because once you give it a name, you give it power. So don't say it. Don't say it's depression. Don't say it's anxiety. Don't say it's this. Don't say it's that. Have you ever heard that? Well, that's like some reverse psychology, where if you actually give it the name, if you don't give it the name, let me say it like this: if you don't give it the name, you give it more power. If you give it name, you take away the power. And this happens because, think of it like this: you can't fight something that you don't know what it is. You can't fight what's unknown. And so you're constantly telling yourself, "Oh, I'm not anxious. It's not anxiety, or I don't know, kind of, or this and that." You know, then you don't know what it is. But once you give it a name and you've identified exactly what it is, then you can create an action plan on how to deal with it as it arises, right? So that's the most important thing. You also want to pay attention to what's triggering this anxiety, right? So what's causing this feeling to bubble up? You know, for my social anxiety, it was when I was in big crowds or in any crowds, you know, and when I was around people, and I knew it was happening because, like I said, I didn't feel like I could be my authentic self in them situations. And when I was alone, and it was really procrastination. So I knew I needed to do something. There was something I needed to do, but instead I'm scrolling on my phone, the endless scroll, you know, and I'm just going and going, and all the while I'm completely bored, but there's nothing else I can do. I'm like stuck, paralyzed, right? Um, excuse me, excuse me. So I know for me, the trigger was because I needed to do something that I wasn't doing, right? And so it's important for you to, like we said, identify it and understand, where is this feeling coming from. The next thing that you're going to want to do is accept it. Accept that feeling. You see, when you accept that you're having anxiety, you accept that that feeling is real, you take away all the judgment on yourself, which all that judgment, if you don't accept it and you sit there, you judge yourself, that's going to make the anxiety spiral out of control, right? And so you want to take control. You want to take ownership. So accept it. Accept it as what it is, you know. Um, hold on, let me. Oh, this is the part. This is the part. Okay. So anxiety, like I said, um, if you know how to use it, it can actually be a really great tool for your use, um, in your advancement. Because what I say in the beginning, it's a feeling of unease and nervousness. So, what was the first three words? It's a feeling. It's a feeling. So our feelings, our emotions, is like a compass for us to navigate the physical and spiritual world, especially the spiritual world that we can't see. We can only see with the physical eyes and comprehend what's physically happening. But the feelings come up and they tell us and they guide us with what's actually going through our minds. And it's important to know this because you can't feel bad and have good thoughts. You can't feel good and have bad thoughts. So if you're feeling bad, you're having negative thoughts. And so then you can start questioning, where is this feeling coming from? You know? And so you can really use the anxiety to help you to understand yourself and the situation around you a whole lot better. And really give yourself stepping stones where you need to go, right? Instead of blaming yourself and saying that, oh, this anxiety is holding me back. This anxiety is stopping me, preventing me. Instead of taking the victim mindset, the victim role on the anxiety and what it's doing to you, you could reverse that and look at it like, how can I use this anxiety to propel me and push me forward? How can I use this anxiety as a challenge? And I'm saying this to you guys because this is exactly what I have done. I've used that feeling as a challenge. I've also tried to redefine what that feeling means within me. So sometimes if I'm feeling that nervousness feeling, that anxiousness, I'll take that as, okay, this is a challenge for me. This is a challenge and an opportunity for me to try something new, which is the third step that I was going to share with you guys. Try something new. And so when I'm telling you to try something new, guys, I'm not saying that you should just go out there and completely be spontaneous on something else. No, you want to start with where you are and take a baby step, okay? Because if you take a huge step and it overwhelms you, that's only going to make things worse, So start where you are and take a baby step. For me, that looked like in my social settings when I was in big crowds, that's big crowds, that's a lot of people, that's a lot of energy. A little crowd, that's a little better. I can observe and just, gain an understanding of what's happening. But in one-on-one conversations, I'm going to start there. I'm going to start, instead of waiting for somebody to come up to me, I'm going to try to initiate a conversation. I'm going to start by trying to say something first. Put myself out there. Be friendly. Give them a smile. Have conversation back. See how we can relate. And so, really, you got to start where you are. And for me, starting from that point was just a one-on-one. And I used to be, like I said, I used to be a really shy person. I'm not that shy no more, I'm not shy at all, honestly. I have no problem going up to a person one-on-one. Big crowds, it's still not completely my thing, but I'm not afraid to go up in a huge crowd. I'm not afraid to go in the middle of the crowd. I'm not afraid to be seen by a huge crowd. So just start with where you are and allow that small change to build up over time. In my other situation with my general anxiety, when I would be at home alone, anxious, doing the death scroll, right? I identified when I'm feeling this way, and the change would be a thought like this. Okay, I know I need to be doing something else, but I just can't get myself to do it, and I'm sitting here procrastinating. And I'm bored, and I'm death scrolling. So instead, since I can't get myself to do what I need to do, I'm going to go do something refreshing. Like, and that looks different for me. You know, it might be to do some self care. Maybe I want to go do a foot spa in my bathroom, do my toenails or something. Maybe I want to go outside in nature, take my dog for a walk. There's so many different ways, so many different things. So that helps me to get out of that anxious feeling. And really, that's the whole point. You want to get yourself, do things, do something new that's going to pull you out of that feeling, pull you out of that feeling and reframe your mind, so that you have the space, the capacity to think of a new solution in that situation. So these are the three things I want to recap them for you. The first one is to identify identify exactly what type of anxiety you're having. Second one is to accept it as all of you. You know, love all of you, love it and wholly be you. You know, also off of that, a lot of people have anxiety. You know, it's a very common thing. It's a very common thing, and so there's nothing wrong with you having some anxiety. It is who you. It is a part of you, and it's okay, right? And so then the third thing is to try something new. And so I hope that these help you in dealing with some of your anxiety. I hope they give you some ideas moving forward. Um, hey, if you like this video, make sure you like this. Make sure you actually click that like button down below, right? I would just so very much gratefully be appreciative if you did. Also, if you found some value in this content, make sure you share it with a friend, somebody who could also find value in it. And hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you get notified every time that I make a new video. And before I go, I do want to also let you know that if you are looking to if you are looking to know more about who you are, not only in this physical world, but who you are in the spiritual, who the Lord says you are, I challenge you to join me in my 5-day I Am Challenge. It's a email series. For 5 days, you'll get video content, you get a journal, you get prompts, you get biblical scriptures in your email for 5 days. 5-day challenge, the I Am Challenge. You can find that in the description box below. And until next time, y'all, I love you so much. This is Leo. Bye.